In this video, I'll be covering 6 of the most important ways so that you can build a solid foundation for your business. That way you can leave your 9-to-5. Before we get into it, I'm gonna explain who I am and why you should listen to me and take my advice seriously, okay? I own an e-commerce business that I started with no savings, nothing at all. Like, I'm talking broke as a fucking joke, okay? All by myself. And it grew, and I ended up making hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's why you want to take my advice seriously. So let's get right into it. I've made so many mistakes through trial and error. And listen, if you want to look into what I'm doing and what my business is, it's called Lucid Living Co. But I really don't want to waste any of your time. I want to get right into this and say exactly what I wish I could have known sooner so that you can take what I'm telling you and apply it and do better than me, way faster than me. Number 1, become a detective, because the more problems you solve, the more money you make. Problem solving is at the heart of entrepreneurship. If you can figure out what works, what doesn't work, way faster than anyone else can, you're gonna be making more money that way. And let me give you a quick example of what I'm saying. So there was this video that went viral on Instagram, and it was of this body oil that I made. And I was like, oh my gosh, like all these sales are running in and I have to figure out like how to make this process easier. Because at the time I had one of my employees doing it and she was taking a while and it was very messy. The whole process wasn't very lean, meaning just very quick and easy to follow and just keep going, right? It took way too much time. So I had to figure out, well, how can I make this easier and faster so that I can get these orders out so I can get people to come back and order more from me? That's where becoming a detective comes in, where you're scouring the internet and you're figuring out like, what's the best oil machine? What's going to be user-friendly, easy to clean? How am I going to be able to get them to make the oils faster? My employees, okay? And you can do this in any part of your business. If there's something that isn't working and you don't know why it's not working, you need to be a detective. You got to put your little magnifying glass on and figure out like, why isn't this working? How can I make this work better? How can I make this work faster, easier? So let's keep moving. We've got number 2. The more you learn, the more you earn. And it couldn't be more true. Stop wasting your time on books that aren't adding value into your life. Read books that are actually going to teach you things so that you can apply them to your business and build that strong foundation, right? You don't want to be like everyone else who's just kind of barely getting by. Watch and listen to people that are telling you to read books. Like, I'm constantly talking about that. So make sure to subscribe if that's something you're interested in, okay? But seriously, read nonfiction books and watch how rapidly your fucking life changes. I'm telling you, I can't preach that enough. Ever since I started reading self-improvement books, anything that has to do with business, go into that section of the Barnes & Noble library, wherever you go get your books, and just buy them and see how fast your life changes. You can also do what I've recently just gotten into, is listen to audiobooks instead of degenerate music. What does degenerate music do for you? All it does is put pleasure into your life. And pleasure isn't going to help you reach success. It is not going to help you reach that solid foundation that you're looking for. Add value and take away bad things that are just giving you pleasure, because pleasure is not going to get you where you need to be. And simply put, adding value into your life through books is not only going to make you smarter, but it's going to make you more driven, because the people that write these books are very motivating. They are very driven people. They are very successful people. Instead of taking away value, add value into your life and see how quickly you start making money that way. And number 3, surround yourself with driven people. Like I said, reading and listening to audiobooks, I'm talking real life too. If there's somebody in your real life that you are inspired by, spend more time with them. Figure out how to spend more time with them. Maybe they need help with something. Maybe they're doing a business too, right? See if there's ways that you can help and add value into their life. They're going to want to reciprocate that value. You guys are going to be able to grow together. And that's essentially what you want. You need to be surrounding yourself with people that are going about things that you want to do. They're smart, they're inspirational, right? You don't want to be spending time with people that you kind of look down on and you don't really feel like you're getting anywhere with, because let's face the facts here. You're not going to be getting anywhere with somebody that isn't going anywhere, right? You got to ditch people that don't think about the future. They stay stuck in the past. They stay stuck in the present moment. Think bigger, be bolder, and do better. And see how fast things change. See how that foundation becomes so sturdy where you aren't wobbling, you are running. That's what I want for you. You will become unstoppable. If you adapt that mentality, nothing will be able to stop you. You will get everything you want and more in this life. I promise you that. And the last thing I want to leave you with here is something that actually ended up happening to me because I spent time with the wrong people. I spent time with people that smoked weed all the time. And you know what it did to me? It made me complacent and it made me stop reaching for another mountain, a bigger mountain. I reached the top of my mountain with my business, Lucid Living, and I thought I was set for life. And that's the thing that stopped me from getting more out of life. And it ended up hurting me because I watched my business start to suffer because I got too comfortable. I got too complacent. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Don't surround yourself with people that are keeping you down and holding you down and making you think that everything's all fine and dandy, because let's face it, things come and go. Life is kind of like a roller coaster. It's got its ups and downs, and you got to be able to face those ups and downs, especially in business. I wish somebody could have told me that sooner. But okay, let's keep moving. We've got number 4, the 80-20 principle. And I'm sure you've heard this before, but you really got to take it seriously because I didn't for the longest time. There is so much shit that I just put on my plate. I think I could do all of the things and more. And you should not be doing everything and more. You should be doing the impactful work, which is the 20%, okay? If there's something that someone else can do for you, that's a part of the 80%, and you should be delegating that work. Simply put, you will achieve more by doing less. You need to be lazy, essentially. You need to figure out what is the most important needle-moving work that you can do to get where you need to be. Also, the 80% is the meaningless work that doesn't really leave you fulfilled. I learned that in this book called Eat That Frog. And he talks about it in a sense where it really clicked for me finally. It's like, why am I doing the laundry? Why am I doing the dishes? Why am I doing things that, are taking so much of my brain effort and energy that I could be using for making YouTube videos and educating other people and telling people that, hey, this is what I've done and this is what's worked for me. I want to be able to inspire you. This is something that is a part of the 20% for me, making these YouTube videos. So figure out what it is that's your 80% and your 20%, write those things down and take them more seriously. And remember, the 20% is the impactful work that you can do, okay? That somebody else can't easily do. It would take them a really long time to figure out how the hell are you doing that thing? Because I don't know if I can do what you're doing, right? That's the 20%. And also things that you actually enjoy. Because let's face it, maybe you kind of enjoy running errands every once in a while, but do you really like answering emails and answering all these questions and things from customers and stuff, right? No, of course you don't. So delegate that work. Delegate work and watch your life change. I can't say it enough. I wish I could have known all these things faster. The amount of progress I would have made with my business, unreal, okay? And a great place you can do that is called Upwork. You can go on to Upwork and find people to hire and have them help you because you're also helping them. It's always looked down on like, oh, I shouldn't hire somebody to help me. Like I should be doing it myself. No, you fucking shouldn't. People want to come in and help you. My people that I've had help me edit my videos, help me answer emails, customer service, all that stuff, they appreciate that I am able to help them by paying them, okay? That's the way you need to look at this. Sales equals solutions, and it goes both ways with your employees and people that can work for you. Number 5, find a business partner that is the opposite of you. You should not be working with somebody that has all the same qualities as you, because that's actually what I did when I first started Lucid. And it lasted for maybe 2 weeks. And the girlie was like, this ain't it for me. And I was like, okay, we were both very creative people. Okay. That's where the problem was. My business partner now is very logical. He's very analytical. He knows money. And that's something I don't do well with. I don't vibe with numbers. Me and numbers just don't work together. And for the first 2 years of my business, I did work solo. And I wish I could have caught on to the fact that I need a business partner that's analytical and logical and that can crunch numbers for me because I wasn't making a profit, okay? And you're not making a profit, you're running a charity and your foundation is crumbling. You aren't running a business, you're running a charity. And maybe you're wondering, like, how did I not make profit? Like, how could you not make profit in business? Well, I'll tell you some of the things that I did so that you can make sure that you don't do the same mistakes that I did, okay? I was overspending on ingredients. I was overspending on equipment. I was under delegating my work. I didn't delegate work at all. Like I said before, I was wearing too many hats and I had just done everything. And I thought that's just the way it's supposed to be. But like I said earlier, and I'm here to repeat it, so really you can drill this into your head, you should not be doing everything. You should only be doing the impactful work, okay? Really prioritize delegating work so that you can get more done and make money way faster. Or ultimately, you're just gonna have a part-time job on the side forever because that's how it was for the first 2 years of my business. I was working at a liquor store and I didn't know how to actually run a business. And I wasn't making a profit because I just didn't know how to spend money. I was too creative. I didn't understand how a business actually runs. And listen, if you are like me right now, where I was in the first 2 years of my business and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Or maybe let's say you're just getting started and you're like, I don't want to make all these mistakes. Like, I need help. Well, I can be that for you because me and my business partner are so good at business. And we can walk you through everything that you need to build that strong, solid foundation. I offer one-on-one coaching. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, scroll down right now, click on the top link, and I'll help you out, okay? Because you're not just gonna get my help, you're also gonna get my business partner's help. You're getting a creative and a logical person to step in and make sure that you have everything you need. That way you can actually make a profit way faster. And the last one on the list here is number 6, is unfair advantages and similarities. And you're probably wondering, like, what the hell does that have to do with having a strong foundation for a business? It has so much to do with it because there are certain things that each and every one of us possess that is really cool and unique about us, right? And we can use it to our advantage. Maybe you have pretty privilege, okay? Listen, I'm not trying to sound conceited, but I know I do. And that's something that I use as my unfair advantage. I live in a nice area, so I show that off sometimes. I have come to grow this business, my business called Lucid Living Co., and I show that off sometimes. There are certain things that you've done in your life that you can show to others that you're worth listening to, that you're worth taking advice from. And I didn't just come up with this whole similarities thing on my own. I actually learned it in this book called The Psychology of Persuasion. If you want people to work with you, you kind of have to persuade them into it. And the whole similarities thing helps you persuade people into wanting to work with you. You got to create that whole we and become a we with them instead of like just a you versus them. The bottom line is people love people that are like them. And that's what you really want to strive for. Find people to help you and you will see your business just skyrocket. It will move so much faster. That was the biggest reason I was able to grow my business. It's because I was able to network. I had so many people help me grow my business. I did so many little giveaways. I did collaboration things where we worked together and we launched products together. Do things like that and you'll see that their followers will actually be interested in what you're talking about and they'll want to follow you and they'll want to buy from you. The last thing I want to mention here though is don't strive too high if you're just a nobody, because when you're a nobody, it's really hard to get your foot in the door. Just talk to people that are kind of on your level. I'm not trying to be like a bitch when I'm saying this, but I'm just telling you from experience, trial and error. I used to shoot really high and think like, oh, I can talk to this person that's got like 100,000 followers and I've only got like 1,000 followers. No, that person will literally leave you on red or they may even block you because you're just annoying. That can happen. So don't take it personally. Just talk to people that are like on the same level as you. If you're at 1,000 followers, right? Talk to somebody who's got like 5,000 followers. They might want to work with you. If you really are taking it seriously and you have a good offer, just try. What's the worst that could happen? They say no. Get used to being rejected is what I'm trying to say, because it happens often in business. And if you fear rejection, you might as well not even try is what I'm trying to say. But at the same time, it's not that big of a deal. Just do it. Just get out of your comfort zone. Get out of your bubble and just go ahead and do the things that you know you need to do in order to get where you need to be. And listen, if you want to work one-on-one with me, like I said earlier, just scroll down right now, click on the top link in the description, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye for now.